All right, y'all. Bearded Bros Golf Show. Back at it for another week. A lot of some repeating topics that we've had covered last week that have new developments this week. And introducing ourselves, I'm Rod.
And I'm Marcus.
And we have a special guest this week. We have college golfer who's featured on our thumbnail, and that is Michael Pimentel. He is a
Mhm.
D1 golfer at Southern University. Mike, introduce yourself to the crew.
Hi, my name is Michael Pimentel. I'm a junior here at Southern University in Baton Rouge. It's a pleasure being on here. Thank you guys.
Now you got the beard going, so you fit in with us. You're not a complete outcast, so welcome
Uh,
on in.
I'm the third beard. No, it's just I've been trying to get on here for a while, and y'all keep telling me no, so that's all right.
All right, so you're the bearded stepbrother. Golf ball rollback. This is the last bull's crap topic for the week. We talked about this earlier in the year, and when it was first announced, and they were talking about there being two versions of the golf ball, one for pros, one for amateurs. The amateur golf ball seemed like it wasn't going to be affected, and you had all these manufacturers come out and say that they were not willing to put in the R&D to develop two different types of golf balls, that the money that they were going to have to invest and lose behind the development didn't make sense for them. So the RNA and USGA came back and said, "Hold my beer. We're going to just screw everybody." So the
Freaky.
proposed changes are to roll back the golf ball universally, pros and amateurs, since no one wanted to come to the table, versus just abandoning the decision to do this. And they keep, referring to the sustainability of the game. I'll ask you, Mike, first, just because playing with you, you're a long hitter. What do you think about the distance rollback and how it may affect your game? And do yes, it's going to be universal, but I also think they're going to have people out there playing old golf balls. And I don't know the way they're going to plan to police this. And true enough, it's like 8 years or 5 years out. I think for amateurs, it's 2030. So, what do you think about this change?
Um, I think it's the dumbest decision the USGA has ever decided to do. It's stupid. I'm sorry. I mean, so what if I hit the ball 330? So what? I think, and it's just not fair. I honestly think it's really dumb. I mean, if you look on tour, you have only a couple guys that hit it 340, 350 net, and we're talking about like Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, all those guys. And I think a lot of the tour pros have even been saying like, "Hey, like, what'd you think we were gonna do? Like, just sit here and be couch potatoes? Like, no, we're gonna be athletes. We're gonna look like
Yeah.
athletes. We're gonna work
Yeah.
out like athletes. Like, if you look at Tiger from, let's say, 96, 98, I mean, he was a skinny little thing, and he comes out in the early 2000s and is just this ripped, massive man, and he's bombing these guys 30, 40 yards. So it's stupid. And then if you look at from a genetic or a biological standpoint, a guy who's 6'8", 6'6" is going to hit the ball further than someone who's 5'5" or 5'4". So what are you going to do? Like, oh, if you're 6 foot, you have to. No, that's just how that life was dealt. So being having to give up yards to make it a tougher golf course, it doesn't make any sense. If you look at the US Open alone, those are some of the hardest golf courses that they make it impossible to play. Like if the three of us went out there and played, I would probably definitely shoot like a 98 of how difficult that golf course would be.
Yeah.
So I think the USGA is making a terrible decision. It's a dumb decision. Just keep the golf courses the way they have, and I think they've done a great selection in these past U.S. Opens and these past U.S. amateurs and these U.S. Juniors, to where these kids and these amateurs and these pros have to showcase their abilities. They have to be the number 1%, and that is what the USGA was looking for or is continue to look for. Who is the top dog in these conditions? And they should leave it like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and we talked about not club, but course design and kind of conditions, not really the design, but the conditions, being able to fight against, high scoring. And I don't feel like these courses are shootouts. And I think I can kind of personify or give a really good example. So, just even on the collegiate level, the showcase a couple of weeks ago that had college golfers play at Cedar Crest here in DFW. They had the course playing pretty firm and fast in the fairways and definitely firm and fast on the greens. So Marcus and I played a couple of weeks after that event. Greens were still pretty premium shape. And if you think that the stuff that you play, the conditions that you play on as an amateur on your local muni are tough, like go play one of these courses that pros play on. It is a completely different game, and the skill level that it takes to actually score low on
Yeah.
those type of conditions is ridiculous. So we've had the benefit of playing a couple of pro courses, TPC Craig Ranch here in DFW as well, Golf Club of Houston. These courses are tough. And so I don't know, it feels like there's a complete disconnect between people that govern the game and people that, you know, are in the game and playing it. I mean, you have a few advocates for the golf ball rollback. Rory has come out on the side of the rollback being a good thing, as well as Tiger. Tiger has been on that train for a long time.
Long time.
And I saw a couple of pros also mention they could have just rolled back the driver size or limited the driver CCs for
Yeah.
pros to like 330. I think one of my favorite Twitter follows, Michael Kim, who's a PGA Tour pro, stated that. What do you think about rolling back the driver, Marcus, as a preventative measure?
Dumb. I don't think there should be any rollbacks because, I mean, you think about, honestly, Michael's a perfect example. You think about guys that's been playing golf since how old? 2, 3, 4 years old. You don't think they haven't put in thousands of hours of time to be this good and be able to hit the ball that far? Or how many hours you put into the gym, or the technique that you've went through and been taught from a swing coach that you spent money on, or somebody that's taken the time out to do this? I mean, it's unfortunate because Brandon Chambly really talks out the side of his freaking ear half the time he's even talking. But he summed it up literally perfectly. And it's that the little excerpt I sent you on IG earlier today, right? I mean, like, he
Yeah.
hit all the points. He clowned USGA, he clowned RNA, he made sure that everybody knew what it was. But we can link the video that we had earlier this season, because we went over all that. We went
Mm-hmm.
through all of this BS, and now that it's confirmed, it's just honestly, I feel like it's really just recurring, and it's gonna make me angry again just thinking about it. It
um,
really is the dumbest thing. Like, they've tried to dial it back, like it's just 5% difference now that they're gonna do, but even then, that's still idiotic. But
Mhm.
you know,
yeah.
And
Let me pull up. Go ahead.
Rod, you mentioned that they want to make the driver head 430 cc. Uh, sorry, USGA. There's already drivers out there that are 430 cc's. I mean, you look at
N-
the TSR 3, 4. The 4 is even smaller. I think it's like 390. My driver, which is a 430 LST, is 430 cc's. You can make it as small as you want. Guess what? We're gonna find the middle
No,
of the face no matter what.
he was saying 330, like super
330. That's
dramatic.
like a
ridiculous.
mini driver, like the tailor made mini
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I
driver.
mean,
Kind of
to me, it doesn't
going
matter.
really old school. Yeah.
It won't. It doesn't matter. We're gonna find the middle of the face. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah.
Like
You're
like
right.
Marcus just
You can
mentioned.
go
Yeah,
back and look
we'll
you
find
can
it.
go back and look at old school drivers and they were small. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know the CCs, but they were very, when you look at the first Big Bertha, it was
yeah.
still pretty much the size of a modern 3 wood at this
Mm-hmm.
stage. So, yeah, I agree. Let me pull up this quick little collage. I'm not gonna quote everything on here, but just kind of a quick little blurb about the rollback. Rory and his deal, and how he was saying that we should be mad at the manufacturers. He's saying don't be mad at the governing bodies, be mad at the manufacturers. So you can pause and read if you're watching this later. Um, I couldn't agree with the Rory part. This is Matt Janella, used to be of Golf Channel, has since split off. Sorry, this is going through pretty fast, but he is definitely not on the side of it. Just said this is very much on brand for golf, and that's pretty much spot on. If you take
Yep.
the logical perspective, the governing bodies of golf are pretty much going to go do the opposite thing. That's just what they do. And the last one that I had pulled in was Lou Stagner Golf. He's associated with Arcos and a really big stat guy. He is also, very much numbers oriented. And he said, even from the numbers, this doesn't make much sense at all. And he talks about the Tee It Forward campaign from a few years ago, or about 10 years ago, and that crap did not work, man. No one was moving forward on a set of tees. And I saw a cool little calculation, or a guy that I play with said that pretty much take your iron distance, your average 6 iron distance, and then times it by a number. And that's theoretically the yardage that you should be playing from, when you look at your scorecard. And it actually kind of matched up with the tees that I play. That's in my group. Most of the other guys should probably be playing the whites or something shorter than that. But it was a very interesting thing. So I don't think this is gonna make the game any better or more sustainable at the end of the day. So a couple of little quick comments from Perry. Shout out to Perry. So Rory will still blow it by Brian Harman and other short hitters. Yeah, he's still going to figure out a way to blow up these courses. Um, you know, trees and bunkers will do more for restricting drives than a slower ball. And also, just kind of also reiterated that Tiger was on the side of bifurcation. So, um, again, I disagree with both Tiger and Rory. In their opinion of this. I just don't think this is good for the game. You get a lot of stuff out of this channel, y'all. A little business knowledge, a little technical golf knowledge, a little BS in here and there. You're in a well-rounded environment. So hit that subscribe button, hit that membership button. We got you covered on all things golf.